If there is one character I was looking forward to in Season 2, that was Angel Dust. In spite of all its writing problems, Season 1 made me feel sorry for his situation while also showing that he has flaws. The bond between him and Husk was written naturally, and I particularly appreciated how Angel didn't go through an entire character arc in a song. The message of Loser Baby was that Angel needed to acknowledge that he's in a terrible situation, but he can endure it thanks to a friend's support, and hopefully they may overcome it together. And this is what I wanted to see in Season 2. They didn't have to solve all of Angel's problems in one season because it would have been unrealistic, but I wanted to see him try to get better with his friend's help. In Season 2, Angel Dust isn't a character anymore. They've exaggerated his suffering so much that it's almost annoying. It's perfectly legitimate for him to feel sorry for himself, but in this season, they've made him look like a human punching bag. The whole spy plot point doesn't make sense, but I'll discuss that in the next video. The scene where Vox beats him up gave me the creeps, in a negative way. If in the first season the scene with Val was horrible but necessary to understand what he was going through every day because of him, here it seems like a reprise of that scene made for sadistic spectators who enjoy seeing their favorites mistreated to feel sorry for them. And the worst part is that all this suffering was meaningless. Vox forced Angel to say that the hotel doesn't work on live television, except that there was no need to do that. Vox had already humiliated Charlie more than once, and sinners already didn't believe in her. In the first season, this character also had flaws in the way he related to others. He had to pretend that his situation was okay, and he had some development with Loser Baby. Now he's kind, but just manipulated. Maybe it's just me, but I think they're purposely making Angel more of a victim to distract viewers from why he is in hell. We know he used drugs, and sure, it's not as serious as rape or murder, but in the Hazbin Hotel universe, it still counts as a sin. Then we're told he killed his father, but it's implied he did it in self-defense. If we look at Angel only on these grounds, then perhaps he might be eligible for redemption. As for the drug issue, he needs to abstain, which he can do with time and support. And we also need to consider the fact that he now uses drugs to distract himself from Valentino. So if the root problem was addressed by eliminating Val from his life, the substance abuse problem would also be solved. We don't yet know why he used them when he was alive, although it was likely to have been an escape from his abusive father. If the murder was committed in self-defense, even that sin is forgivable. However, I couldn't help but notice that Angel wears a mob hat in the Season 1 finale and is generally trigger-happy. It's therefore likely that the character has a mafia background, and if this is true, that changes things. Alright, he killed his father in self-defense, but what about the people he probably killed when he was part of the mafia? I highly doubt the show will address this topic because it would undermine the show's desire to portray Angel as redeemable, and frankly, I don't think Vivzi would treat the subject of the mafia respectfully. At the end of the season, Angel decides to stay with his abuser. I understand what Vivzi was going for with this choice. She wanted Angel to have a character regression and push away his support system, which is something that actually happens when broken people try to get help. The problem is the execution. This all happened because Charlie acted like a selfish idiot and invited his tormentor's best friends to the hotel, which is supposed to be a safe space for Angel. Vox, the bad guy, played his part and revealed that Angel killed his dad, something which he didn't want to discuss at the moment. This betrayal from someone whom he considered a friend, combined with the brainwashing plot point, caused Angel to distance himself from the hotel. So for me, the moment where Angel says he's going back to Valentino didn't feel tragic. It felt artificially forced by the writers. I also particularly don't like how they drew Angel here. I promise this isn't me reading too much into it, but the giant watery eyes and dripping mascara made it look as if the show is begging us to pity him. It's melodramatic in a way that ends up feeling insincere. At this point, he feels like an OC that the author wants to add as much trauma as possible because they think it makes the characters deeper. Trauma is supposed to explain why a character behaves in a certain way, and the satisfaction comes from seeing them grow past the trauma and get better. If the character just keeps getting abused, that's not character development, that's just torture porn. Making his only character trait in Season 2 his victimhood is cruel, especially considering that Angel is supposed to appeal to victims of sexual assault. Trauma dumping isn't character development. I hope this character will be handled better next season, because Angel Dust deserves to be more than the show's designated punching bag.